Dissecting stuff in high school taught us a lot. Let's do that today.
This is merely the fan guard. Got one on each side. We're just going to cut these. So there's a fan blade, fan motor, fan bracket, fan shroud. Oh, there goes the drill. This one has the quick connect still. OEM motor. Got me using hand tools like a damn caveman. It's not like we're trying to save it. Now you see this one already has the compressor cut loose. That's because we had an identical unit. This was a working compressor. The other unit had shit a compressor, so it became an organ donor as a courtesy to that customer. Now everything in this general area collectively is going to be your condenser. Everything collectively is your rooftop unit. They're typically found on a rooftop. It can be a side discharge. This is where ductwork would connect if it was going to come out the side instead of out the bottom. Yep. So this missed a screw. Now all these split coils you keep hearing about, this is what they are. You have two separate coils that are sandwiched together. Let me take this corner post off. And for ream, they like to put screws right here from one to the other. And when they tell you you need to split the coil, you literally need to split these coils and try to wash it both ways down. But as you see, as you come closer this way, you still can't really get down in there any better. Now these have all been washed with the coil gun. These have not been split in years. We use the coil gun on these, so that's why I like the coil gun. You see how much shit has been on there. Well, there goes the drill again. This one's gonna be identical. Well, shit, somebody stuck a fourth one in this one. And again, split it apart here and you'll see these have been being cleaned by my coil gun, so it does a damn good job. There's the defrost temperature sensor. This is a heat pump. You can tell by the reversing valve right here. Also, heat pumps are going to have an accumulator to help stop any liquid feedback. I'm just going to cut that off there and cut that off there. I'll put those in my box too, just in case. I may have waited too late in the day to start this. Now this is a 7.5 ton system. It's got two different circuits, stage 1, stage 2. Everything on one side is going to look very similar to the other side. So obviously here's the liquid line dryer. We're going to cheat. So again, we're not worried about damaging anything. So this is the entire condenser coil. These are distributor tubes. This is the distributor. There will be an orifice inside here. On these models, this is a screen. This bigger tube where they all come back through is going to be the manifold. So this line comes in this coil. It's going to go all the way around here, go back in there, come back over here. It comes out right there, then goes into this side. all the way over, down, and it does that in a series all the way back and forth. This one right here is just going to keep hopping back and forth until it goes all the way up here. So it's almost like you have a lot of little sections of coil in one. This is the reversing valve. This is the coil that acts as the reversing valve. We'll go over these in more detail on another day. So reversing valve and all its plumbing. That's where it goes into the evaporator compartment. This stem here went up to our service port that we cut off earlier. This is the receiver. You have one labeled in and one labeled out. I can't see right now which is which. So there's the receiver. Here's a heavy ass compressor. And that's one half of the condenser right there. This is just a little wall, separates the airflow from this condenser and this condenser. And everybody knows that's a capacitor. These aren't normally located here, but this side had a universal motor. I keep plumbing and strap around just for mounting these in other locations. Another bundle of wires. I keep a 1/2 inch deep well and an adapter just for these. So that's the condenser section gone. Without the top on it, we've exposed the blower compartment, the return air compartment, and then here is the control compartment. So there's the blower. That's the heater kit. These things never do hold well. You'll learn that. So there's all the various controls. We can look closer at those in a moment. I need to borrow this. Thank you. Zip tie galore. Don't like that they hide some screws back there on the sides. So this is the blower assembly. It's a motor, adjustable sheave, belt, blower pulley, blower shaft, blower bearings right here behind it. On the end of this little 3-way bracket, blower wheel itself, and then blower housing, motor mount, and it adjusts for belt tension. And right here's 2 freeze stats that I just pulled off of the evaporator. The suction line coming out of the coil, if it starts sensing ice, you can shut it down. That is a big old bundle of wires. Let's see if we can play tug of war with it. Maybe if we get rid of these. Yeah, I might be able to get through all of them here. We'll just end up clipping a bunch of these. We've definitely made it a lot lighter. Let's stop knocking our drill down in here. Once you get all the screws out of there, these are fuses. They're being held by a fuse block, different size. These are electric heaters. They're resistance coils. You apply power, the elements heat up, you blow air across them, they heat the air. These heaters were being powered by contactors with 24-volt coils. There's a relay here that will make sure the fan is running while these are running. These right here are ice cube relays. There's 3 different sets of contacts. You can see through them. These have a few uses on this model. They're primarily controlling the reversing valve and the defrost controls. This here is a defrost board. It controls the timing of the defrost. It operates that relay. This is a transformer. This is another style transformer. It has the nice little circuit breaker attached. We have some contactors. We know what those are. This is a terminal board to help land your wires. Here's the original locations of the capacitors. These are 10s. This little 24-volt typically fan relay, and that is a stripped control compartment. Everything is mounted on this plate here, which is actually a plate attached to a plate. Typically, if it was going to have an economizer, it would go on here. Sometimes they'll install a smoke evac on this lower section. This is if wires were going to come up through the curb into the unit. You can knock out whichever size knockouts you need, secure this back over it. Oh yeah, there's more wires. When you don't use an economizer, it just has this plug. It just feeds Y1 and Y2 right back into itself. These plugs can be nice to have sometimes. So again, if you're going to use side discharge ductwork, you would take all the screws off this. And usually you can feed this in. You'd feed this inside and cover up that one, so you could use this. This right here is part of the filter rack that holds the filter in place. Now we've completely exposed the evaporator coil. Then we have the drain pan, which is just screwed into the side here. So the drain pan comes out. Got another partitioning wall here. Did I miss one? Yes, I did. Did I miss 2? Yes, I did. There's still another screw in there somewhere. Alrighty. There's a box of goodies and screws to play with in the future. This is going to be... Yeah, that's going to come off there too. will probably come up off of there too. Nope, feels like there's still one more. Here's one more. Nope, there's two more. And that leaves us with this shell of a frame.
That took a little longer than I planned for it to, but we did see every single part in that unit. Let's do it before. And here's the after. So we have reduced that unit to a pile of rubble for your viewing pleasure and your learning opportunities. For those helpers and apprentices out there, or even young technicians that's never completely disassembled one. We have a second ream unit here identical to that one. I'll probably do this one in the daytime. If the footage from this one didn't turn out very well because of it being dark, or if you guys request another one in daylight so you can see even better. So that was fun, but now we're gonna clean up and I'm gonna throw it in the scrap metal bin here. Let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you guys would like to see. Always happy to oblige and share what I've accumulated over my 26 years. You guys have a good weekend.